Daddy, tell your mama, and tell your daddy, and tell the whole damn world this is Madden.
It is a pretty hot late summer afternoon here in the South Bay as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Check it backer, check it backer. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Check 99, check 99. Front left. Check. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Let's go.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 45-yard line. Let's go, D. Let's go. 6 guys.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
52's the mic. Here we go. Out. Shift. Watch the shift. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
At their own 20-yard line. On the set. Boy, 52. Let's go one more.
Here's Atkins throwing on 1st down. That's complete to Sharp. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Check back, check back.
Now Atkins, going to throw again. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
49ers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
54 Mike. Let's go, D. Bang, 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 bang. That's it.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Set. Hey, no one. Mike 5-4. Guys, out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Orbit. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Looking to throw. Atkins. And he finds his target. It's sharp. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there. 26 yards. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, saying, hey, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Hey, check 24.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
He don't want it. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. They'll try the left side. It's Armstrong. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
49, guys. Mike, 49. Let's go, defense.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
At the 39-yard line.
Check. Watch 54. You ain't doing nothing today. Check. Lucky.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Go! 54, right there. 54, Mike. I'm trying to collect.
Atkins now operating from the gun. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They go play action with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, they had gone run the previous play. Nice little setup. This time they go play action. Defense bites a bit, and they hit for a big play in the end zone.
So they sold it really well, didn't they? Because of just what you described. They ran it the previous play, come back with the same action, and now they step back and throw it and get a big play for a touchdown. But what happens as a defensive back is your eyes have to go to the right place. You always hear Coach talk about, are your eyes in the right spot? Well, this time the eyes went to the play action. It froze their feet. They weren't moving, and he went on past them and caught the pass for a touchdown.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Mike 52. Mike 52. So we got man. New Mike 52. Mike 52. I'm on. Check 37.
Atkins from the gun. He'll throw. He finds Coleman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 yards. 1st down, Niners.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. Back to throw. Atkins. He's got his man Sharp complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Atkins to throw. Operating from the gun. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Atkins. From the gun, he'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jannard Avery gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Looking to throw. Atkins. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. Oh, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
What?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Get ready. Get ready. No.
They'll run it now out of the gun. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Flush to his right. He's going to take, the ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Come on now. Let's go.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Hey, watch it.
Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, he's going to look deep for more. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
49ers 13.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy who's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Atkins throwing again. Over the middle, Schultz got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Atkins. This pass complete to Higgins. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot. He's coming, double up. He's coming, double up.
Atkins now operating from the gun. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Open man is Higgins. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman, and he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Atkins on 1st and 10 to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
Check 13. Watch the safety creep. Check 4. Check 24. Check 24.
Now they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like that? And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Mack Wilson in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
23 yards the pickup there.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
Okay? Mike, right? Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. 3 bucks.
Atkins to throw. From the gun, he'll throw. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and then he goes with a juke. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's Wilson to throw. Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
14.
Throwing is Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson, 3 touchdown passes now. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
49ers 13.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Here's Atkins on first down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10.
Check curls, check curls. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Operating from the gun, Atkins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Looking to throw. Atkins. Throw left side to Higgins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Even with the good gain, I thought they might accept that one.
Yeah, you thought maybe they'd go with the downs as opposed to the yardage. So if you're taking the yardage now, second and less than 5, that tells me you feel good about how your offense is working.
Second and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape. Now Atkins, operating from the gun. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. Here's second and 8. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. From 8 yards out, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Now the 49ers electing to leave the offense out there and go for 2. Atkins now from the gun, he'll throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 49. Come on.
Wilson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the game there.
First down, Seahawks.
Willhdee. It's been a long day for you. Two times. 4 down. Check.
Now Wilson on first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon as his guys are able to regain the lead. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
But conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Atkins throwing on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 18 yards, first down Niners. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Atkins to throw on first and 10. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 34. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Bandit. 14.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here. Oh, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the... This is caught inside the 15, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf. His third touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Adkins. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Check line 54. Line 54. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. No. What's on? 54 is my
Here's Atkins on 1st down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Over 30 yards there. And 1st downs on 3 consecutive plays now. On 1st down, Coleman. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Check.
They'll try and sneak it here. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a little surprised by that call. 2nd and inches. It did what it was intended, but it felt like it was a free play waiting to happen. I thought they might take a shot.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third.
14. 14. Got it. Tighten up. Whip. Watch the whip.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And his first carry, he loses the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth.
Let's go now. 6 yard. Choose the mic. Watch the run.
Now Atkins. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 17 yards out, as his guys are back within a single score. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Atkins now operating from the gun. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Pick me up. Here we go. Big ass. Listen. Switch it. Switch. Got it. Switch. Rush in.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will extend their lead even further. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, let a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the face mask gets him a free 15 to start the drive.
Come on, let's go. Check, 52's the mark. 52's the mark. Watch the pass. No, check that. We got Mike 52 right here.
Atkins off the play fake. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Atkins to throw. To throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. From the gun, Atkins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 45. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
What? Grenade!
You ain't got nothing.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee.
What? 590. Hey, get in the way.
And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's third down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.